What's up, Honolulu Blues listeners? This episode is sponsored by the app Autograph. Use the code GOLIONS, one word, when you sign up. The only app that scours all social media platforms to bring you all of your favorite team's content, keeping you as up to date with the Lions news as Dan Campbell himself. Autograph also has fee-free tickets. Yeah, you heard me. Stop buying $100 tickets with $300 worth of fees added on top. It's time we start to normalize not paying for fees on our tickets. Go to the app Autograph to get your fee-free ticket. Autograph's co-founder, Tom Brady, is also giving away a signed TB12 football. To get entries to win it, just go to Autograph and play in their Survivor Pool Weekly Challenge. Earn an entry for every week you correctly guess an NFL team that will win. If you lose one week, no biggie. Just come back next week and try again. Earn up to 18 entries, and maybe you will have a Tom Brady signed football at your house. Just download the app Autograph and use the code GOLIONS.
Welcome in. Yes, sir. We are all excited because of these babies. The gritty Tigers grit another one out. 3-1 victory to start the 3-game series against the Houston Astros. Tarek Skubal gets the win. Boys, we were all watching. Julius, how fast did that game start to wake you up? 'Cause I know it's like, what, near midnight, about maybe a little later over there, but how quickly did that game, bottom of the ninth inning, you start, all right, well, let's open up the eyes a little more.
Well, I know a lot of people were complaining about the 2:30 daytime start, but not me, because for me it was around 8 p.m. right after dinner. Perfect. I was wide awake, and the Tigers started off early with the boom with those 3 early runs, so that kept me woke for like the first 4 innings. And then Tariq Skubal's brilliance lulled me to sleep for the rest of the game until the end, when I got scared as shit in the last 2 innings. But we survived, and go Tigers, baby. Go Tigers.
Now, Nick, you're kind of funny about this. You texted me, guys, I'll hop on in 5 minutes. And I damn well knew it wasn't about to be 5 minutes, knowing this bottom of the ninth inning was about to start. So
hey, I thought I was behind on the game at first when he wrote that. I'm like, damn, I must be like 10 minutes behind back here.
I just had faith that we were going to just boom, get him out, dude. It didn't really pan out that way, but Torque with the sweet snag to end that game. Scoobs was dominant. They tried to injure him. They hit a ball right back at him and hit his hand. Oh, I said, dude, do that one more time. I'm coming over to Houston, bro. But that was great. And honestly, the best thing about this was 3 runs got scored for the Tigers. Runs batted in by the 8th hitter, the 9th hitter, the rookie Sweeney. We traded Jack Flaherty for, which has been such an up in arms now that we made the playoffs. Why did we sell at the deadline? Because we got guys like Sweeney, who is better than Javi Baez. It just is. And then the 1 hitter, Matt Vierling. So you're the guy. The 3 RBIs came from Jake Rogers, Todd Sweeney, Trey Sweeney. Trey Sweeney. I always call him Todd Sweeney. I don't know why. There's got to be someone I know.
You know a Todd Sweeney?
No, I know I don't, but I don't know. I must. Somewhere down the line, I must have knew one. But and then Matt Vierling. Those are not the 3 guys that anyone would put any money on to get a single ribby this game. And those were the 3 that came through. Amazing performance by our gritty cats, dude. It was fantastic. Let's just win one more. And we are in like the dance stands. Right now, I feel like we're almost in the play-in game. You know how basketball's got like the play-in game? It's like, it's not, but it kind of is the playoffs. I don't know. So
we don't get a home game in this wild card series since we're the lower seed.
Right.
So you're right. It's kind of like we're not really in the club yet.
Yeah, exactly how I take it. Exactly, dude. I want a home playoff game at Comerica Park.
I
It would be
agree.
fantastic.
Which I didn't even realize. I thought up until like a week or so ago that we were getting a home playoff game, and then I was wait, 3 in Houston. What? Where's our home playoff game? This doesn't make sense.
I also learned all about baseball's playoff rules this year, probably like a week and a half ago, because I was like, oh, dude, we might be playing the Yankees in the first round, or maybe we play the Indians or the Guardians, whatever their name are. And my buddy was like, no. That is not how baseball works anymore, buddy. You are an old fart. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't watched playoffs in about a decade, so let's catch up. But yeah, 3 games in Houston, but let's make it 2 tomorrow.
Boys, who'd have thought? It's October, and the Tigers have the 7th best odds to win the World Series at plus 1,800, which isn't, that enticing as it was about a week or so ago. I threw quick 250 on it maybe 2 weeks ago. It was plus 10,000. So I'm happy about that. Hopefully I can ride that off of the sunset. But I threw another 5 on when they were up, took a 3-0 lead. They were plus 2,100 before that game ended. So I think the media in Vegas is starting to take notes.
Yeah, we have this really crazy thing where we're the hottest team. And when you get into sports playoffs, ask Eli Manning. All you got to do is get hot. It don't matter if you play the 19-0 New England Patriots. All you got to do is be the 6th seed and get hot. Just get hot. That's all that matters in sports, is just getting hot at the right time. Most of the time, the teams that get hot are not the teams with 12 rookies, right? But it doesn't matter who it is or how it is. If you get hot, you get hot. Let's just keep it rolling, dude. I can't believe it. I literally can't believe we're in the playoffs and we just won a playoff game. I haven't even thought about the Tigers playoffs in so long. Dude, I just want the Wings to make the playoffs. I want the Pistons to make the playoffs, dude. I want the Lions to win it all. Like, I just want great things.
Bro, I was just thinking about that. The Pistons. Well, I hope Ron Holland is like a hidden superstar, like what's the guy from Mitchell, the guy from the Cavs? He kind of reminds me.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of him. I just hope something crazy like that is under the sleeve for the Pistons, or Jalen Duren makes like a Kevin Garnett lead, something crazy. But
it's not like basketball isn't full of crazy things like that. When did Jokic get drafted? When did Luka get drafted? In the teens, later, second rounds. I'm not sure, but not first, not second. Like, people who don't have the, not to say that Ron Holland doesn't have expectations because he was a high draft pick, but you never know, dude. You just never know. Like, Kawhi Leonard was the 12th pick or something like that. Like, you just never know.
Yeah,
like,
Paul
Steph
George,
Curry.
13th. Yeah, there's a lot of Jimmy Butler. There's a lot of,
When was Curry drafted? It couldn't have been that early.
Was,
right?
like 8.
9.
Yeah,
8,
he was
9,
like
10,
the
11, 12.
early first.
Still, you just never know, dude. 7 teams pass them, 8 teams, 10 teams. Like, you never know. So I hope you're right, dude. And I think I was talking with Pete, who's in the chats right now, but we were talking in our chat. We have a coach. The Pistons have a coach that is not actively trying to lose games, not actively trying to get himself fired after getting an $80 million contract. Like, whatever, dude. Monty's gone. Fuck him. Like, we have a new coach who probably wants to win. So it doesn't seem like he's going to be benching Jaden Ivey for Killian Hayes. Obviously, Hayes isn't even on our team, but doing dumb shit like that throughout the season. So Giannis 14th. Exactly, dude. Like, the list goes on and on. So I'm low key kind of excited for the Pistons this year. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, just like what's been happening to these Detroit teams. It's
Detroit
like,
Destiny. It's the name of our show, Detroit Destiny, dude.
I really hope we're in the dawn of some profound Detroit generation of sports era, because the last 5, 6, 7 years has been the lowest of the lows,
exactly,
as far as like the history of our city.
Exactly.
So we've endured it, and now hopefully all the teams just rise up.
That's right, dude.
Hell, while we're talking Detroit sports, let's throw the Red Wings in there.
Let's go.
Red Wings, a few weeks ago, they brought back Mo Sider and Lucas Raymond, which was, they were getting closer and closer to training camp starting without new deals. So a lot of Red Wings fans were getting, oh, I love that. Is that a jersey patch?
Yes, it is. Lukey.
Oh, that's only going up in value.
That's only going up. That's why I bought it, dude. I was like, I bought a Steve Eiserman one and then was like, I should get a kid that's gonna be good. Do I get Mo or Lucas? And Lucas went on that tear at the end of the year, and I was just like, yo, $20 for this card, like,
Great
you know, and I don't even care about the value. I would there's never really gonna be a point in my life where I'm like, I need maybe $100. Like, if it even gains that value, I must sell this. But like, it's just cool to have if this kid just turns out to be great. So speaking of Lucas Raymond, sorry to cut you off, Adam.
Oh no, you 100%. I love it. Just mention that we brought him back. I'm trying to pull up Stanley Cup odds. I know Stanley Cup's kind of a long reach, but
as you do that, let me talk a little bit about our Red Wings because they are coming in hot. Preseason game tonight. First game is in 9 days. So on the 10th of October will be the first Red Wings live game against the Penguins, which will be fun. We have the utmost expectations. And I called it a few months ago. October in the D, we're going to have the Tigers in the ALCS. We're going to have the Wings starting, and we're going to have the Lions kicking the Cowboys' asses and whoever else we play this month. It's going to be a great October. And I can't bring it over here, but I have the Tigers or the Lions calendar, 2024 calendar. Flipped it to October. Guys, if you had to take a guess, who do you think's on the October calendar? I'll give you a hint. Hutch was September. Hutch let us off. Who do you think's October?
Go ahead, Adam. I'll give you first.
Gotta be Gibbs.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Jared Goff.
It's the scariest person on the Lions, which makes sense for him to be in October. Fucking Waymo. JMO month is upon us, boys. He is going to have the best month. It is a scare. Aiden Hutchinson was September, and he finished September with 6.5 sacks. JMO month is October. He's going to finish the month with like 750 receiving yards. Mark my words, boys.
Dude, Nick has the omen on the wall.
That's right. Exactly.
Man, I can't believe how low his yards prop was. I told this to everyone. I was like, this is free money. 650 yards. He's if he stays healthy, he is absolutely going to hit this. And sure enough, I don't know where he's at. Let me try to do the math real quick in my head.
I'm guessing 312. Does anyone have an idea? Anyone have a guess? I'll look it up right now.
I'm going to go.
I'll say 290.
I'm going to go. I think it's a little lower because he had just that last week 9-yard game. I'm going to go 260.
Julius, dude. 289, dude. Almost spot on. Julius been predicting some things lately, dude. He damn near got the score correct, and 42-29, and he was almost right. Like, what? How does that even work, dude? Crazy. Julius,
right.
289.
Let's talk about it. Transition time. Oh, Monday Night Football, boys. What a fun game.
Dude.
Oh, man, oh, man. Seattle, hate them or love them. Every time we play them, it's just fun. I mean, even when we lose, at least we're seeing some action. It's not, a straight beat down. But this time, it was us giving the beat down. And I believe part of my prediction of Mike Macdonald being a rookie head coach came into effect. You kind of saw that Dan Campbell was, in control of this game, was making all the right moves. And there was just a few things that Macdonald didn't, transition to, didn't adjust to. But nonetheless, first quarter, very first drive, 3 and out. But kick it to you, Julius. Were you like thinking, oh man, here we go again? Come on. Or was this just a brush off?
This was kind of just a brush off because they like to score on the first drive a lot and then disappear until like the fourth quarter. So I don't really like if they don't score on the first drive, I just look to the defense. It's nothing big, I will say. At this point, and we all know now that they can go 3 and out but still score over 40 in the game. They've done it multiple times in the Ben Johnson era. They like to go on like 24, 25 point spurts and quarters. So I wasn't worried. Kind of went and kind of came and went.
I mean, that's exactly what they did. Second and third quarter, 14 points. And when you're getting 14 points a quarter, it's hard to lose. Nick, let's go into the second drive when we absolutely just skull bashed them. could use the word, but I know my mom's watching. And Monty, all the way down, scores the touchdown. What was the vibes?
Vibes were high, dude. We were feeling good right there, right? That's when you go 3-0 and after getting the ball first, it's like shoot, that's not good, dude. That's not good. That's not good. But we haven't been able to really score in the second half coming into this game. We hadn't been able to. So I was like, all right, let's just kind of see how this goes. Big touchdown, take a big lead. We were feeling great, dude. Vibes in the patio in the backyard at my house were they were high. We were feeling high at that point, literally.
Love it. All right. Outside of Montgomery and that amazing reception, boys, that was insane. He straight up murdered Devin Witherspoon. That was Monty. Kyle Brandt was smiling somewhere. I'll just put it that way. Julius, have you ever seen a harder run than that? It wasn't really even a run. It was like a catch after the run, but technically a run. So give me some of what were you thinking, when Monty absolutely just obliterated this dude into another dimension?
That's gonna be like the highlight of his career, I believe, that play. I mean, that's how amazingly it shows his brute lower body strength. Just to catch the ball and not make much movement, just with pretty much core force, just blow the other guy away like he just ran into a goddamn wall. And then stay balanced enough to trot it out another 40 yards. It was really a phenomenal play by David Montgomery, who had another phenomenal game. I mean, seems like, and he's sturdy too. You see him take some like hard hits, but he's like made of brick, man. Like he doesn't get hurt as often as you think he would.
I will tell you what, man. Jamal Williams,
he's Iron Man.
DeAndre Swift doesn't even make that play. I'm not sure how many running backs do.
DeAndre Swift gets blasted on that play and he's out for 6 weeks.
That's pretty accurate.
That run reminded me, like the only run I can like legitimately remember to have was like the Marshawn Lynch run, dude. Like,
oh, that's.
And I'm not trying to say that Montgomery was just as good, because that Lynch one I don't know if will ever be topped. Like, that was amazing. It literally created an earthquake, which is awesome. But that Monty run, when he, and maybe it's just because Seattle's on my mind, but like when he put Witherspoon 6 feet deep, that was crazy. That was like, at the point I was like, that's going to be the craziest thing I see in this game. Ain't nothing going to top that. I didn't realize that Ben Johnson was our offense coordinator, but that was an amazing run. And that was, and not only did he put him 6 feet deep, he then decided to sprint another 40 yards across field, did a high step at one point, which I thought was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen Monty do. Monty doesn't high step, dude. Monty doesn't do that long gap, like,
that was a huge leap he made too.
He was a huge leap.
He was like a damn gazelle, bro. He got like an extra 10 yards just from the little subtle leap.
It was so nuts, dude. I loved every minute of it. Boy Scout Montgomery is my favorite Lion, dude. My wife's buying me a jersey for my birthday, and I told her I want Hutch, but I truly think I have to get a Montgomery. Like, I just love him so much.
Keeps slowly just winning your heart over it. I mean, we brought this up before. You'd have Montgomery. I'd have the Gibbs. You get the old Thunder and Lightning.
Sonic and Knuckles. Yep.
I know. God, yeah. Sonic and Knuckles. I don't know if it was that account that created the name, but that's a great duo. But they are definitely the ones that always refers to them as Sonic and Knuckles.
Which is great. Sonic 3 coming out. Tangent, are you going to watch it or no at one point in life? Have you seen either of the first two Sonics?
I'm a diehard Sonic fan.
Oh.
I saw the first one. I didn't see. Actually, maybe I did see. I think I did see some of the second one, but I wasn't really paying attention.
Gotcha.
But the fact that they're bringing in Shadow, I'm a little intrigued, because I was a big Shadow guy back in the day.
I love that. We're big Sonic people. I loved Sonic on Sega. I played it all the time, so we're definitely going to see 3. Tangent, just wanted to see where your thoughts were.
You a Sonic guy?
I don't think Julius is here. He gone.
Oh, here, Julius, you a Sonic
he's
guy?
back.
I played Sonic back in my day, you know, and my kids love it. They love the movies. I'm looking forward to the new movie. I haven't saw it though.
Right. Oh, what do we got, Adam? What are you
trying
showing?
And bouncing off the tackle is Montgomery. What a catch and
Oh, the
run.
leap.
Still going.
Bro, he got 5 yards on that leap.
That leap is the greatest
Goff
leap of
protected.
all time.
Another completion, another short one, and bouncing off the tackle is Montgomery. What a catch and run. Still going. Just a thing of beauty and strength by David Montgomery.
Oh, dude.
No flag.
Monty, what a dog, man. What a dog.
He really is a dog. So is Max Clark. And hearing that reminded me how much I hated Troy Aikman and Joe Buck throughout this entire
dude.
freaking
They were the
thing.
absolute worst.
They were bad. Bad.
There was one moment where it was more so Joe Buck accidentally just falling into like loving the Lions. And it was when they cut to commercial break, Kirby Joseph does a backflip, and Joe Buck literally goes like, oh, wow, and like freezes. He is so amazed. This dude coming out of the smoke doing a backflip. It was perfect. It's on Twitter, @Blues_. Check it out. But yeah, man.
It was also some of the best cinematography I've ever seen in my life. To get like I didn't see that, so I'm watching it right with them, and I also was left speechless. Just we were all like, Kirby out of the smoke, just backflipping, dude. So
he does that every pregame tunnel run out.
I love that. I don't know if I did know that and forgot it or just never knew that, but I love it, dude. I'm gonna do one too.
Oh man, I mean, anyway, if you could do that, that's cool. That plain and simple. Another defender though that I do want to bring up, Jack Campbell. We finally seen this first rounder come into his own. Had that great forced fumble where wasn't a typical just a guy's piled on and he's smashing it. He locked onto this football and was like, I'm going for it, and boom. DK Metcalf trying to do a little too much. Ball goes free. Carlton Davis scoops it. I thought he was taking that to the house. I did not think anyone was going to catch him. But then again, it's a fast team they got. So Seahawks brought down like the 10, 15-yard line. But Nick, are we starting to see some okay, this dude, he was drafted in the first round. This is we got something here.
Yeah. It's really hard to gauge linebackers, and I don't care if you're a first rounder or a fifth rounder. I just don't. I just want to see good ball, and I think we're starting to see good ball from Jack Campbell. I trust Brad Holmes, and if he wants to draft a linebacker in the first round, that's great. I will continue to root for him. I will not expect him to be Ray Lewis, which no one should. We should not be thinking that. He will be a good gamer. He's going to be a ball player. And I really liked what I saw from him. And to add on to him, Rodriguez also for the second week in a row impressed me after getting burnt by Baker and broke his ankles. He has picked it up. So I'm all in on Rodriguez and Jack Campbell. After the Derek Barnes injury, we knew we needed our linebacking core to step up, and they did just that, I thought. So I was very impressed. Coverage, Jack Campbell can still get better. I'm not saying Jack Campbell done got there. He is not. But he can get better, but he's very, very talented. I'm excited to have him on the Lions for the next 3 years and this year.
So, Julius, got a different little question for you. Out of the three defensive linebackers, DBs, who do you think played the best in last night's game, and who was the true standout out of the group?
Out of the linebackers and DBs?
Linebackers, DBs, defensive line.
So the entire defense, other than
yeah.
What position group, I think he's asking you, played the best, right?
I'll probably say the secondary. I mean, they didn't have Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, who is becoming one of the best safeties in the league. He had one of the best games of his career, along with Jack Campbell, who we just talked about. Malcolm Rodriguez, who was a reserve linebacker, barely played last year. is like fighting for a contract right now. He looks like one of our best linebackers. Josh Pascal held his own on the defensive line. DJ Reader had a sack and a couple quarterback hits. Aleem McNeil played great. Kenneth Walker just got loose a couple times, and I feel like he does that on anybody. But other than that, I'm not too worried. I would say our secondary, I was really impressed. I was worried about without Brian Branch. But we still have a little bit too many penalties. But we can talk about that.
Yeah, Nick, DPIs. We saw Terrion get a couple, maybe even a few. Is this becoming a big enough problem where it's like, all right, this has to stop. It's going to cost us a game. Or are we still like, you know what? He's still making up for it. He's learning. It hasn't bit us in the butt yet, and we'll go from there.
I am on the latter. Do I think it'll cost us some games or a game or two? Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. And I'm sure that we will continue to get called because, they want to see a good Detroit team. They don't want to see a good Detroit team succeed. They don't want to see us rise up. So they're going to do whatever they can. I saw a referee watch Amon-Ra St. Brown toe drag and not even put his hands up. I don't know. I guess he nodded to him or something. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. I saw a pick from Kirby, and a ref never signaled that it was a pick. The refs don't want it. They don't want to see us. They don't want to see, a successful team rise up. So do I think it's going to hurt us? Sure, at one point. But am I, pissed about it? No, dude. Terrion, go be handsy. Continue to be handsy. And if they're going to keep calling it, that's fine. That's fine. Because honestly, even with just this full year, no matter how many DPIs Terrion gets or Carlton phantom DPIs get, they once called a pass interference on DK Metcalf on a 2-point conversion where the dude didn't even touch him. I don't even it didn't register in my head how that could have even been fathomably thought of as pass interference. Luckily, DK did catch that ball, and they just still were like, never mind, just go run it from the one, and they still couldn't get it. So it's great. So I'm not really complaining about that. The refs were really, really bad. So do I think that all of the DPIs are warranted and justified? No. Do I think we're going to continue to get them called on us? Yes. Do I think we need to practice and try to be better? Sure. But I'm not thinking it's the end of the world because we have handsy defensive backs. In the game of NFL, we've seen it. For the Lions, it doesn't matter if your hands are tied behind your back or they're on the guy. If they want to call a DPI on the Lions, they're going to call a DPI on the Lions. It don't matter. So at this point, just go out there, try to be the no-fly zone, dude. Don't let anything come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that 2-point conversion was hilarious in a few ways. One in which the refs called a phantom DPI. DK actually did catch it. Should have been a 2-point. Didn't work out in their favor. And then they get the ball on the 1-yard line. And I love this. They throw another fade instead of trying
Why
to
would they do that, Adam?
It's best run D in the league, baby. They could not do anything. I know Kenneth Walker is probably.
Yeah, well, it was for the first half of the game, wasn't it?
If we just
that fourth quarter really got us.
Kenneth Walker, he knows how to bounce it outside. And hopefully, that's not a weakness that the Lions have, where it's like, hey, hit the hole. If you get plugged, try to bounce it outside, and usually, everyone will collapse down, and you can have a lane, because he did that 3 or 4 times on 20, 30-yard runs. But ultimately, they knew they could not get 1 yard going straight up the gut against us. DJ Reader is an absolute beast. Had his first sack in this game, is just looking more and more of a monster, helping out Hutch. Hutch had 10 pressures, the most of any pass rusher this season. I think it was the most of his career. Didn't end up with a sack, but this is a dude where it's you can see that his pressures impact passes. Geno Smith has to throw it faster. He thinks about Hutch. It's now, something in the back of his mind. Should he move up? When Hutch shouldn't be blowing the dude off, but he does. And even if he doesn't get, a big stat, box score game, Hutch is still out there producing. And if you don't believe me, Vegas agrees as well, as Hutch is now, Julius, the leader for Defensive Player of the Year. I want to say he's at plus 250, and TJ Watt was plus 350. So, decent little lead. It's not nothing neck and neck, but Hutch, He's a superstar in the making, and with DJ Reader, ooh, that's just a it's weird. What's this mean? I don't know. That was a weird little notification I got. But Julius, are we gonna be missing? How much are we missing Marcus Davenport? Do you think we can find something in Pascal or even James Houston or someone to get that other pass rush down?
Muted. Dun dun dun.
It's been a while. It's been a while. As I was saying, but not saying, I don't think we can find anything in James Houston. I think James Houston is an official bust for the Detroit Lions. And he's not really a bust because he was drafted so late in the 6th round and, whatever career trajectory. He's a bust because he had the most promising rookie season of all time in my lifetime. I thought he was going to be a perennial Pro Bowl pass rusher. Maybe he still will be. Maybe I'm wrong, but I doubt it. At this point, should be a healthy scratch, practice squad level.
Oof.
And I like Josh Pascal. I like his push. I like DJ Ali McNeil was playing some big right end for us, and that worked out a little bit. But Marcus Davenport is definitely going to be missed. He was a monster on that other side the first couple of games with Aiden Hutchinson. And they're going to continue to chip Aiden. They're just going to put a tight end or a running back or a fullback on that side and chip him. They're just going to pop him, double team him, so he might get the pressure, but he won't get the sack. And it's going to be effective until somebody on the other side or in the middle, which we saw in this last game with DJ Reader and Lee McNeil, dominates that area. They're just going to chip Aiden Hutchinson. He's too dominant.
10 pressures yesterday, I think. I think like PFF gave him 10, but or NFL Next Gen gave him 10, but PFF gave him 18 or something like that. Crazy amount of pressures. Hutch is just always going to do his job. And obviously we want to see 17 sacks a game from him, but that's just not plausible. You know what I mean? We're shooting for 23 sacks, right? I think that breaks the record. We're shooting for 23. I'm just get a couple every other game. We'll get there. Unbelievable. I don't know, man. James Houston. Woof. I'm not out on him yet. Let Levi and Pascal and Houston run that right edge. And out of the 3, I think on big pass plays, we have Houston out there. I know he had 2 offsides, I think, which just it's not what we need, obviously, but I'm not lost on Houston yet. I still have faith in him. I think he'll come up big when we need him. I truly do. I don't think we need to go get an edge unless it's Max Crosby and Devontae Adams for a 4th round pick. That sounds good. I'd do that, but that's about it.
Yeah, man, Max Crosby. They're looking to move Devontae Adams, so I don't know. Maybe it's a big fire sale over there. That would be cool if Max Crosby was just I want out. Devontae was my boy. Trade me. Next thing you know, the Bears get him or something. That'd be horrible. But
that would suck, dude. But fuck the Bears. They suck. It would actually be worse if the Vikings get him, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't care. But the Bears can add whoever they want.
I would feel bad for Crosby as opposed to being mad. And the Vikings, that would suck. So yeah, let's talk the Vikings. I don't really want to, but they kind of put a beat down on the Packers. It doesn't really seem like it on the box score, but they were up 28-0 within the first quarter and a half.
4 drives, I think.
Yeah, they looked so good. Jordan Love, I do not think is it, at least not this year. I still think he's a slightly above average quarterback. Had, I want to say, 3 interceptions, and just did not look good. Maybe it was because of the injury, but when he was playing against the Eagles before the injury, didn't look good either. So I'm officially not worried about the Packers. As weird as this sounds, I think the Vikings are our biggest threat right now. And the crazy part is that's the last game of the season, January 5th against the Minnesota Vikings. So
NFL script always knows.
What's your Vikings concern meter? Because obviously if the Vikings were, 1-3, 2-2 even, we would think we're cruising into another NFC North. But with them being 4-0, beating the Texans, the 49ers, and now the Packers, is this something to be, a little concerned about?
I want to go back to last week's episode, and when I asked you guys this question, I think everyone just kind of were like, nah, Vikings, blah. I don't know, dude. Kevin O'Connell's one of the smartest head coaches in the NFL, and the way he pointed out that a lot of the times it's not the young quarterbacks that fail the organization, it's the organization that fails the young quarterback. Could be very true. Sam Darnold was drafted as a top-tier quarterback. Not to say that he is right now, but he's playing like one, and that's because he has very talented playmakers around him and a very smart head coach who comes from the the McVay tree, and or maybe both of them, but I'm not sure. Anyways, I'm nervous about Minnesota to a degree. I still think they're frauds because I don't think Green Bay is as good as everyone thinks. But they beat San Fran. They beat Green Bay. I mean, that's not like the Seahawks beating the Broncos and the Patriots and being like, yeah, we're pretty good. Like, no, dude. But the Vikings have played opponents that are good. Maybe not fully healthy, but good. And they're cruising. So I'm a little nervous. My money's still wholeheartedly on the Lions winning this damn division because the Vikings going to lose a couple games. And you know what always comes back to me is what Adam said a few weeks ago. Just remember, Sam Darnold went 5-0 with the Panthers at one point and then proceeded to lose 8 straight games and get benched. Like, Darnold has a knack for just, like, sucking.
Wow, boys.
Detroit villain, though.
This
true.
Is very surprising. Might have to go put some money on this. Live NFC North odds. Can we guess where the Vikings and Lions are per FanDuel? Julius, I will let you start.
He's muted. That's a double mute, dude. Get him out of the show. Kick him off, dude.
Damn.
Damn.
Hey, no, but like I was saying, there's no way the Vikings are first in those odds.
There's no way. No way.
It's got to be Lions, Packers, Vikings deal.
All right, Nick popped off for a hot second, but
I'm back. Let me go. Right. Lions plus 150, Vikings plus 250 because you're even making us do it, so I'm gonna give it closer than it really should be.
It is Lions plus 145, Vikings plus 125. They are the favorites.
Wow.
Good.
And anyone who thinks I'm lying.
There's the proof. Vikings.
How is that real? What? Maybe the schedule. I know they do have a really easy schedule since they finished 4th, so I bet that does play a lot into it.
Sure.
It's not, which honestly, like it wouldn't shock me to see the Vikings go 14-3, lose the first round, and the Lions to make another, not another, but a wild card run deeper than what the Vikings did. So it would kind of suck to lose the North. I don't think we will. I still think we're fine. I think this is actually a good time to place some money on the Lions. I'm surprised they're not a little bit closer, like even.
Negative. Even. Yeah, exactly. This is a great time to put on. Put your house on it, dude. Put the house on it.
If the Vikings lose next week, I don't know who they play. But if Vikings lose next week, Lions are on bye. Then the Lions beat the Cowboys. We're back in the driver's seat. Like there's no way,
Vikings play Jets at 9:30 in the morning in London this week.
The Vikings are frauds until they beat the Lions.
Yeah.
Love a good London game. Well, that sucks. Gonna have to root for Aaron Rodgers again. But hey, they lost. They lost a gross one against the Broncos.
Yeah, they did.
Bounce back opportunity, which I think the Jets are gonna be playing a little bit tougher now.
Sam Darnold revenge game. Don't count it past the Vikings.
You're right. Sam Darnold revenge. But I don't know. Maybe Aaron Rodgers, if it was the Bears, I would have felt a lot more confidence. Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. But Vikings.
Last week was the Aaron Jones revenge game against the Packers. Now they're having the Sam Darnold revenge game.
Oh, man. They just picked up all the
Vikings got too much motivation going every week.
Yeah. 100%.
Picked up all the scraps. All right, Nick. let's talk about our MVPs of last. I want to say last week, but it was last night. Last night's game, and unfortunately, no MVPs for this week as we were on bye. So
so we'll get into that next week. But this week we'll talk about what we did last week. Everybody predicted the Lions to win, and everybody got a point for it. Heading into it, we'll just refresh everyone's memory. Me and Julius were tied at 5 points. Adam had a 1-point lead with 6 points total. We all got a point for predicting the Lions. I said the game would be 21-20. I was wrong. Adam said 27-20. He was closer, but he was wrong. Julius said 38-30, which in my mind was like, ooh, that's way too many points. He was right. I mean, he was damn near right, dude. Just 4 points away for the Lions and 1 point away for the Seattle prediction. So very good job. Julius gets a point for the score prediction. Offensive MVP was close. Julius took Gibbs. He had a great game. I kind of wanted a little bit more, but he had a great game. Adam took J-Mo. Freaking great game, especially with that huge run. That was so great, dude. And he didn't do a Madden dive into the end zone. No, thank God he listened to us. Instead, he got a 15-yard penalty, but he played homage to Kelvin Johnson by dunking it, and that is the coolest thing in the world. As soon as I realized that's what he was doing, I was like, you are the man, J-Mo. This is why Detroit loves you. This is why you have the #1 jersey sales in Detroit. This is why you get the utmost, expression from the fans when you touch the ball, anything. Especially real quick, you guys remember that Jared Goff spin pass to J-Mo yesterday? It was like one of the best passes I've ever seen.
It was like his second or third drive. Yeah, spun out. I don't know if he spun out of a guy, but he just made a great spin. And right as he comes off the spin, just fires. It was like, oh my gosh, this is an interception.
I thought so too. I was like,
wide open because of how he just bam. It
was beautiful, but not good enough to get J-Mo the MVP. In fact, he got himself the MVP. I took Goff after taking ASB. I quickly changed into Goff and stole Adam's pick right in front of him. Goff proceeded to have a perfect game, the second perfect game ever thrown in Detroit after Armando Galarraga's perfect game. Jared Goff, 18 for 18, 200 by a lot of yards. 292 and 2 touchdowns.
299 total yards, counting the 1 yard, 1 TD reception.
That's terrific. And that adds on to why he won MVP. He had more touchdown receptions than he did incompletions. Maybe I think the only time it can ever be said. Really,
I think that's the only time it's ever happened. Highest amount of passes without an incompletion NFL history.
NFL record breaking. We witnessed history yesterday. I'll take the record breaking point for that. And then defensive MVP was pretty tight. Julius went first. He had Hutch, who had 18 pressures. You can't take away from that. It was amazing. He tried to get an interception by sliding to his knees by the sideline, but they thought he was injured, but I swear he would have got a pick in that play right there. Adam took Carlton Davis, who Adam tried to stick up for this morning when we were deciding who won MVP. He was close. Carlton had a hell of a game. Some shitty-ass defensive pass interferences against them. He almost fought the referee, which was really cool. I was getting a little Jamie Collins vibe. I was like, well, calm down there, brother. Great scoop, almost score. But Kirby is who I picked, and that's who we voted on. It was the game-sealing pick. He also just was locked down again as a defender. As the only safety we had outside of Brandon Joseph. So I take the points for offensive MVP and defensive MVP. I finished with 3 points. Julius finished with 2 points. Adam with 1, meaning the total score for the year after 4 weeks is Nick in the lead with 8. Adam at 7. Julius with 7. Adam will pick first next week, then Julius, then me, and tune in next week to see who we predict.
And also, I got a little proposition. So, all right, if it ever comes down to, because all right, let's say if Goff, went 15 for 18, I think maybe he goes to Gibbs, maybe even J-Mo, because J-Mo
probably. But I don't think Goff wins it as much as we think he would win it this year, just so you know. We have too many playmakers that would take it. But
exactly, yeah. So I think if we ever get to a circumstance, or even the Carlton Davis, Kirby Joseph, we should put it out for a fan vote.
We should do that. And I was going to actually do that at the beginning of this show for the fans watching the show, for anyone in. But that was when I was thinking we were going to have to rush around and whatnot. Ultimately, I didn't do it. But you're right. I do like that idea. If there is ever a debate, we can put it up and we'll do a Twitter vote. We'll see who decides to win. So I like that. But this week was not that case, and I took it. So
that's all right. That's all right. I got first pick for Dallas, so that'll be a fun one. Definitely going to pick Taylor Decker, scoring 3 touchdowns.
Yes, I love you.
But no, man, that Lions game was so exciting, so much fun, and it was the first Lions game I watched start to finish. Didn't miss a second of it since I watched at your place, Nick. Weeks 2 and 3. I had things going on. I was at my mom's house. I was at a bowling alley. So I was watching, but not like full direct on. And oh man, this was just a Ben Johnson masterclass. I'm so happy he got back to his roots, did another trick play to Goff.
Let's talk about that trick play. We've beaten around the bush long enough, 45 minutes in. I think we called it Alcatraz. Adam, how did you feel about that play when you watched it?
It was so sick when he did that little pitch to Amon-Ra and he turns. I was like, oh, he's throwing it back. Oh my gosh. And it was a dot, man. He threw it right in the breadbasket. Goff there was no chance he could have dropped it. It was so perfectly placed. And I loved whatever the Seattle defender was just like, throw it, like, no, because he knew it. Right when Goff started to run or trot away, looking like it was like, oh wait, this is a play, Oh, it was just a little too late. And yeah, that was perfect. 7-yard touchdown reception. First touchdown reception of Goff's career. So hats off to him. He really needed to have a bounce back game and didn't do it just for the first half, did it the entire game. It was awesome.
Julius?
I mean, last week, the hook and ladder. This week, the Philly special. I think Ben Johnson has a bag of these plays. And every week, they have one special play just in case. And that just in case always comes around. And they execute it to perfection almost every single time. And I just think it's great. I mean, it was the very first time Amon-Ra St. Brown attempted a pass in his football career, high school, college, NFL. And he threw a dime. I mean, it's just amazing. I love this team. And Ben Johnson is a genius.
Sounds like you about to start crying over there, brother. God bless this team, brother. God bless.
They do every week, man. Every week they do this to me.
You know what? Here's a theory I have. That play would not have had, I bet we don't run that play if Seattle doesn't throw shade at us by running a somewhat hook and ladder play themselves. You guys remember when they caught it and then threw it down?
Was kind of sweet.
It was kind of sweet, but I thought it was a little bit of shade thrown at us. Like, oh, you guys were cool last week. Watch this. And I think Ben Johnson saw that and was like, all right. Or break glass in case of emergency. And he broke the glass and was like, we whipping out the old Alcatraz here. The Coney special, dude.
And Amon-Ra throwing that perfect pass. It's like, who else has a great arm on this team that we don't know about?
Montgomery probably does.
Maybe, who knows? Amon-Ra. And now it's like, hell, let J-Mo sling it. Because
I was about to say, if J-Mo got an arm, that any kind of J-Mo throw, J-Mo fake will work to perfection, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, so fun. I love this team so much. It's so fun.
Am I missing anything else, guys? This was a action-packed game.
Last thing I want to bring up is Jake Bates kicking them extra points about an inch away from the damn field goal post on a routine basis. Ain't it, dude? Ain't it? At one point, I looked up to see the kick, but I missed it go past the field goal and saw it 6 yards to the right of the field goal and was like, he just missed an extra point. And they're like, he squeezes it in. And that was the first one. And I was like,
he did that 3 times, bro.
He did it 3 times. He kept doing it, dude. I was like,
ironically, I think the one that went most centered down the middle was when J-Mo caused that
field goal.
Excessive celebration.
Yeah.
Had to back it up to like a 45-yarder, and Bates just boom.
He's like, oh, I can make these all day.
Maybe that's what we got to do. Just like, don't tell Bates, but tell the players, hey, excessive celebrate. Let this dude kick it from 45, 50 out. He's better off.
Dude, if we get an excessive celebration for every single touchdown, it will be the most fun I've ever had in a year because we'll have to get quite creative to get that excessive celebration flag every touchdown. And what we do will be very fun to see. That would be great. I'd love that.
Well, J-Mo had to high knee into the end zone and then dunk the goalpost in tribute to Calvin. And then he jumped into the sideline section.
Yeah.
Like on in between kids. And then they threw the flag. So they were like, oh, 3 celebrations in one. You know.
That's all he does. His first touchdown of the year, he did 3 celebrations. Like he did the cowboy giddy up, he did something else, and then he did something.
His first 2 seasons were robbed from him, bro. So
yeah, dude, he's got a litany of dances ready to just like let go. I love it.
That was the first J-Mo play that we saw J-Mo take an intermediate pass. We talked about it too. Take an intermediate pass to the house. As soon as he caught the ball, could nobody touch him.
Dude, this kid is just so good, dude. He's just so good, dude.
Nick's got a card for every highlight player. Love it.
So how did Jahmyr Gibbs do today, boys?
Gibbs is so good. We
so good
too. Many good players, bro.
I'm trying to get all the Alabama guys cards in Alabama uniform. So like I got Branch, I got Gibbs, I got J-Mo. And who? Oh, Terrion. Oh, you're right. I need a Terrion one. Thank you. Did you guys see Brad Holmes was at that crazy Georgia-Alabama game? So, we getting another Alabama guy.
Ryan Williams,
wide receiver.
2027 draft pick, Detroit Lions.
What's his name? I don't even know his name.
Ryan Williams, the 17-year-old.
Yeah, he's like he graduated high school at 16 years old. The kid's just a freaking genius, and he's out here ripping up the freaking SEC. Like, I love it, dude. That was such a fun game to watch, too.
Yeah, man, genetics these days, it's actually insane because
dude, we're breeding superhuman.
Ohio State and Michigan all have 17-year-old wide receivers that are just studs. Nick Marsh, Jeremiah Smith, and this Ryan Williams guy. One of them might have just turned 18, but man, they're all babies, and it's like, how are they just dominating? So
it's crazy.
But as always, check us out at Honolulu Blues _ Check Julius out, the 5th top, and Nick out at Nick Faber NFL. What? We'll be coming back next week for the old pregame for the Lions Cowboys matchup. But it's gonna be tough. No Lions football. Nick, you can never make me be able to do my deal. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. No Lions football this week, but maybe
no Lions football.
Lions fans, channel all of your energy into the Detroit Tigers, baby. I don't care if you're screaming at your TV. I don't care if you're screaming at your phone. I don't care if you're screaming at the game. Well, I do care if you're at the game. You got to be extra louder, especially if it's in Houston. Lions fans, we're Tigers fans this week, baby. Let's go Tigers. So
let's go.
It's the perfect time in the Lions